Why was the money not given to her grandson?
Because Jason has a history of alcohol and drug abuse.
I did not know that this money was going to be for the grandson at the time of the request.
Because the part of the agreement was that when I got the money, I had to pay the $1,500.
Those loans are horrible. Like,
your total payments will be $14,507.
And
Why did you take it? He's not that good looking.
Plaintiff Dottie Blood is suing her grandson's ex-girlfriend for $4,800 for an unpaid loan. Defendant, Sarah Provenchia, claims that when she broke up with the plaintiff's grandson, she got slapped with a lawsuit. She says she owes nothing.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes.
It's case number 167 on the docket, Blood versus Provenchia.
Okay, and welcome to both of you. Let's see what we have here. We have the plaintiff, Ms. Blood.
Yes.
You are suing your grandson's ex-girlfriend, Sarah, for an unpaid loan.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you tell me about it?
Last summer, on 2018.
Yes. No, I do the same thing. Yes. That's us teenagers, you know.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
She and my grandson were together, and Sarah had called and asked if I would be able to go with her into Keene, our hometown, and to look for some funds that she wanted to borrow. So we went to 2 different lending agencies, but she was not able to get money from them to borrow. So in the car, she made a comment that she really needed the money, and I says, well, I think I could help you personally, so I will loan you the $5,000.
You loaned him the money, or you loaned her the money?
I loaned it to her.
And why did you loan it to her and not to your grandson?
She's much more steady, and she's more stable, and it was the safest way to do it.
I see, and yes.
So the money that was borrowed was for Jason in debt that he owed her and that they owed together because he was behind on his truck. And so automatically when we got that money, 500 of it went to her to go towards credit card or her debit card that he spent money on. And then 1,500 of it went to 2 back payments and a current payment of his truck loan that they are both on together because she co-signed for him.
On that theory, it would be her paying herself back.
Right.
If it's your money to begin with, why are you giving it to her to pay you back?
At the time of the request, it was not itemized of what the funds were to be for, sir.
Oh, I see. So it wasn't just to pay her back, it was...
No, it was for his truck, or it was going to get repossessed, and she didn't want that to happen either because it would be against both their credits, seems how she was the co-signer.
Why was the money not given to her grandson, your boyfriend?
Because Jason has a history of alcohol and drug abuse, so him holding a job or anything else is unreliable.
So when you, knowing that, I'm not criticizing you, I'm just saying, knowing that, did it dawn on you that you were going to get, in the end, you were the one that was going to have to pay this back, that he wasn't responsible enough to do it?
No, because in the beginning afterwards, he gave me money to get 3 money orders of $200. So for 3 months, we got money orders to send out to the trust fund account that it was supposed to go into.
For her, yeah.
And then shortly after that, we broke up, so...
So you're saying for 3 months, you were paying $200 a month to pay that back?
Yes. And then when we split up is when that was it.
Okay, so they split up, but these things happen. Why?
Like I said, we sat down at her kitchen table and had the conversation that the money was to go towards Jason's bills and his debt that he owed her and that they owed on the truck.
It does seem unfair that you're sticking her a debt that clearly you admit is your grandson's.
I did not know that this money was going to be for the grandson at the time of the request.
Because the part of the agreement was that when I got the money, I had to pay the $1,500 for his truck.
I never heard of that
Yes.
at the time
Yes.
of it, no.
Well, why would you
Ever
loan her
since.
money? Clearly, your grandson is the tie. Sticking her with the ultimate responsibility when clearly these funds were you never would have given it to her unless she was with your grandson.
I would have, because I liked her, and I still like her.
No, because
Yes.
when I was in the process of buying a house, when me and Jason were together, she told me that she liked me, she respected me, and if we ever broke up, irregardless, she was going to help me with my closing costs. Well, March 1st, I did closing on a house all by myself. She did not help me at all, so that is crap.
Yeah, I get it. You want to be a loving grandmother, and I'm sure you do love your grandson and all that, and you may have liked her or whatever the deal was. You've got someone who is not part of the family agreeing to take on a loan, which both of you say is for a guy who's irresponsible. You didn't even have him co-sign it. So all the responsibility after their breakup goes to her, and she's not related to you. And it just from the outside seems, wow, how did she get in the mix of all this? That's what I say that kind of is on your side. Wouldn't you be expecting your grandson, since that's your relation?
The contract was signed with Sarah's signature only.
Let me see what you have there.
When Dottie filed to take me to court back home, I had called Jason because I was angry, and he told me that he paid her $3,500 with his tax return, and that she wrote him up a receipt saying that he did so, and he thought that that would keep her off her back.
What about that?
The $3,500 was not for the time frame they were together. The $3,500 was, he was behind again, and the truck payments had to be caught up again.
Except for if you read in that contract, it says at tax season, a larger lump sum to be made if possible.
Reading this contract, which you
Yeah.
bring up now, I, Sarah Provenchia, received a loan of $5,000 from Dottie Blood of the address. I agree to pay $200 on the 6th of each month till the money is paid in full. And then you signed it.
Right.
When taxes are in a larger lump sum, they will be applied to what is owed on the $5,000.
Correct.
So what you're, in a sense, handing me here, it clearly is a loan that you signed to pay back. What I'm saying is on her side is you're a grown-up. Yikes. I read this, it couldn't be clearer. How do I rule against her in a court of law when you signed it saying that you're going to pay it back, $200 a month, maybe more if you get a tax refund? But this seems to be a convoluted way to get a girlfriend that may or may not stick with him. My guess is she's not the first girlfriend he ever had. But that's not what a court of law is for. That's not why I'm here. You're asking me, do you owe her the money based on the contract you signed? It was, frankly, dumb to sign it, but you signed it. And I fine for the plaintiff in the sum of $4,800.
Absolutely, I would not loan any money ever again to anybody, no matter what the circumstance is. If they need something, I would do it as a gift.
I'm just glad it's done and over with. I think it's ridiculous and that Jason should be held accountable for his actions, but it is what it is.
Plaintiff Alexus Towner claims her ex asked her to take out a payday loan and promised to pay it off himself, but never did. She's suing for $5,000. Defendant Dominique Jefferson claims the plaintiff wanted to take out the loan, and now that they've broken up, she's suing him out of spite. He says he owes her nothing.
And nothing but the truth?
Yes.
This is case number 228 on the docket, Towner versus Jefferson.
Okay, and welcome to both of you. We have the plaintiff here, Ms. Towner.
Yes.
And you are suing your, what you say, ex-boyfriend, Dominique Jefferson,
Yes.
for $5,000 for breach of contract.
Yes.
Whoa, what was the contract? That he would get his face tattooed?
No.
No, go ahead.
He's my ex-boyfriend, but he's also the father of my kids. We have 2 kids together.
Oh, wonderful. Good.
About a year ago, me and the kids, we went with him to get a loan, and it was like 2 different kinds of loans. But we thought, like, the qualifications was that you had to be working. But when he went up there to try and get the loan, the qualification was that you needed to also have a bank account. He didn't have a bank account, so that's when I became like a candidate to get the loan. And so they, you know, there's like, oh, does she have a bank account? You know,
so
they just want to
there.
give the loan to anybody.
Yeah.
That was the only qualification that you needed, a bank account, basically. So he asked me like, oh, you have a bank account, like, do you want to get the loan? And I expressed that I didn't want to get the loan because, number one, I couldn't afford it. I wasn't working at the time.
Yeah.
Not only that, I wasn't working, but those loans are horrible. Like,
Well, can I see?
for example,
Yeah, what did you?
but here's the loan right here.
Here you are, Judge.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, it is
It's
horrible.
I'm telling you.
You borrowed $3,000.
I agreed to the $3,000. First of all, I didn't even get the full $3,000. They're like, oh, so you signed up for $3,000. First of all, the loan itself it's called a high interest loan, like that. Like, you
Well,
know
let
how-
me tell you about that. I can cut it short here. Based on the finance charges, your total payments
will be like
over the
almost
time of the loan will be $14,507
And when she
for
handed me the
$3,000.
paper, after she told me I was going to
Why
give me
did you
$3,000
take it?
Because I was.
Well, but the 14, he's not that good looking. Oh, man.
But that's what I'm saying. That's where
Okay.
the agreement happened. That's where the agreement came in. Because, like I said, he was working at the time. I was not.
How are you now paying off this loan? Do they take money out of your bank account?
Do they? Yes, they do.
They do. Sure, that's how they get you. That's why the only thing they care
Exactly.
about is if you have a. Let this be a warning to everybody.
So I still have that bank account. Most of the payments were being taken out of my bank account, but a few payments.
$160 a month, about right?
No, not a month. Every 2 weeks.
A week. Excuse me, every 2 weeks.
Exactly, every 2 weeks. I called maybe the end of June. I owed $2,800 and like maybe
$84. I got that here.
$84 or something like that. I asked them how much have I paid. They told me that I paid $2,518 and some cents. I pretty much paid the loan off already.
Well, if it
Almost.
were just that, but they charged the interest.
Exactly. So
Okay.
that's where the amount came from.
So
That's
you-
already within itself more than what he's being sued for.
I get that.
They didn't explain all that to me.
But let's just talk, because this suit is right now just between you two, not with the bank or the loan association, et cetera. What was the reason you wanted the money?
To take care of our family.
Okay.
We needed diapers, we needed wipes, we needed other things around the house.
But they wouldn't give it to you, so she signed.
Yes.
So she's coming to court and saying, hey, and you're not even together now, she's on this loan, they're taking $160 out every 2 weeks. You should pay her back for the loan that she signed because you wanted it.
Yeah, well, she's basically just suing me because she's jealous.
Well, I'll let you explain what she's jealous about, but then I'll tell you afterwards. It doesn't matter what the motive is. But go ahead. She's jealous. Explain that.
Basically, this whole situation is just over other females.
Oh, does she have grounds? Of course she does. Okay. So.
I mean, basically, she just want to be my only female, and, like, that's just unrealistic. Like, that'll never happen.
Oh, man.
Like, look at me.
Where did that idea
Come on,
ever... Oh, can you imagine her wanting you to be faithful? Do you think that's strange?
I'm just being honest.
I know you're being, and I appreciate your honesty. It's not helping your case, but I appreciate your honesty. So that may very well be the motive. But I'm not here to advise you. You ought to get back to the mother of your children here. But anyway, there's a loan that you wanted. The bank wouldn't give it to you, so you're still with her. So she goes and she helps you out by putting her name on it. And now she's in a horrible bind because of, now you're telling me that the loan, even though you wanted the loan, it's really for your family.
It was originally supposed to be for us.
So I got an idea, since, and that's very nice of you, since it's for, quote, us, for our family, then you two should split what is for your family, because they're your kids, right?
Yes.
So if the loan was to take care of your children, why should she be the only one bearing the cost of that loan? They're taking care of your kids too, so you should pay half of it. I think that's only fair.
I don't agree.
Why? Why? Under what theory?
Because, I mean, she's just trying to use this loan as control.
Let's say that's true.
You can't use money to control somebody.
Her suit is not an issue of who has control. You can go on with the other woman if you want to. That's your business. But if you have an obligation to pay for something which your children benefit from, and she signed the loan, it has nothing to do with what her motives are. You owe for that.
Everything was good at first. The relationship was good at first. But then when the money situation started happening, then that's when we have all the problems.
I get why she may be doing it. You could be right. I don't know for sure, but let's say you're right. Even if you're right, it doesn't mean you don't have to pay your debts. You know, you could go to a grocery store. The guy there doesn't like you. You still got to pay for the groceries. It's not, well, he just doesn't like me. That's why he's charged. It doesn't matter.
He's not going to tell you that she crashed my car?
Let me answer that. If that is the case, then you have an action there. That's not before me. There's no countersuit here. The only thing before me is that loan. So I'm not telling you you don't have other causes of action if you want to take them. I'm saying the only thing before me is
I wasn't tripping on her about the car, so why is she tripping on me about the loan?
Well, that's between you two to talk it out, but it's not a legal issue.
Your Honor, can I speak, please?
Oh, fine.
Please, I'm sorry. Okay. First of all, I don't believe that, because number one, I've already paid pretty much all of that amount. So I don't feel like he should be responsible for half the loan, first of all. And second of all, I also have proof, which is text messages between us.
Wait. You are responsible for half of it.
Some diapers.
No, you're not getting out of it either.
Some diapers. But, okay, so I'm not, how in any way am I getting out of it when I've been paying for it for 3 years?
I agree, I'm on your side.
And these are text messages here. These are text messages from him stating that he's going to pay it. And then diapers and some wipes.
See what
where
I'm
the rest
saying?
of the
She
money?
crazy.
Where did
like she print out text messages, she go through my phone.
Well, because there's a lawsuit, so she wants to have the evidence.
Yes, I have to present evidence.
I know, I'm not angry with you at that.
She like
where
an
did the rest of the
FBI
money
agent
go?
or something.
He bought 2 or 3 boxes of diapers. Diapers are like $20 and some wipes. Come on now, where did the rest of the money go?
We get cases like this every day in terms of relationships going south. And whenever a relationship breaks apart for whatever the reason, no matter who's at fault, when relationships, there's always this who owes whom what. Now here's the deal. When you're in a relationship, in relationships, love takes over at the time and you're in it. And when relationships go south, people get hurt. Bank accounts are broken and so are hearts. That's what really happens. So there is pain here on both sides because of this breakup that wouldn't have been there if there is no breakup. That's true, but that's true of any relationship. So I am saying, on this loan, which you as a grown-up, while you were together, agreed to sign. I think it was crazy to sign it. I told you that. I think you got ripped off, no question. But you signed it. And you must take half of that responsibility that you started this whole thing in the first place about let's get the loan. And whatever her motive is, the motive doesn't matter. You're both the parents. You have your kids. You ought to share in this, so I'm finding for the plaintiff in the sum of $2,500.
She was just being jealous about the situation. I mean, I don't take any responsibility for this.
I wouldn't take out a loan like that again, especially if I wouldn't do it for myself, I'm damn sure not gonna do it for nobody else.
Thanks for watching. Now please approach the bench. The way I look at it, you have 2 options here. Option A, watch more Judge Jerry. Option B, watch more Jerry Springer. The choice is yours. Now get out of my courtroom. You have more clips to watch. And don't forget to subscribe.